Good afternoon, and welcome to the Philosophy of Selling. This is the channel where we use philosophy to help sales leaders develop the critical thinking skills that will help their teams find success. So today I want to continue the discussion we've been having recently about Gen Z and the shitification of sales, because it seems to be kind of the accepted position that Gen Z sales staff, by and large, experience a lot of phone anxiety. And I think that we can all sympathize with that because we've all had phone anxiety at some point or other. But it seems to be fairly common where sales teams will have leads come in. They might be high value, high quality leads. And the first initiative that a salesperson will have is, rather than picking up the phone, they'll shoot off a text message. Well, let's find out how common text messaging is versus phone calling in the population at large. So I've got a chart here where I've taken, as you can see, data from quite a large number of different sources so that we can evaluate messaging versus mobile call minutes on a daily basis per person in the United States. Okay, so let's start off here with the green bars. And you can see the green bars here, that is the number of mobile call minutes spent per day per person. Starting off in 2005, it was about 18 minutes per person per day, topped out at 26 minutes per person per day on mobile phones in 2019. And then in 2021 is the last year for which I've got data on all of these methods of communication. So in 2021, it was 20 minutes per day. Now, that's a relatively flat bar chart. This number should actually be going up significantly. And why is that? Well, number one, the population of the United States has continued to increase on a compound annual growth rate of about 0.33% per year. And meanwhile, landlines are not nearly so popular as they had been in the past. So a lot of people have been cutting the cord. I think that's only about 25% of the population in the United States that still has a landline, and a very small portion of the population that only has a landline. So you would think that if the mobile phone had been able to capture all of that voice traffic that had been on landlines, that this number would have been going up on a yearly basis. But it's not. It's flat. As a matter of fact, the difference between 2005 and 2021, that is a growth growth of 43%, which on a yearly basis works out to only 3% on a compound annual growth. Meanwhile, if you take a look at the blue line, and the blue line, it's a little confusing because it's overlaid with the purple line here from 2005, but if we assume that the blue line starts off in 2005, continues on. There was a high point in 2011. It ducked down in 2016, came up again. It's been fairly flat. So this indicates that on a per person basis, Americans are sending, not sending and receiving, but just sending 16 messages per day. And that is SMS and MMS messages. If we go to proprietary messaging platforms, so here I'm talking about just 3 different platforms. I'm talking about Facebook Messenger, WeChat, and WhatsApp, which are 3 of the most popular. You can see that starting off in 2011, there was very little. Well, by 2021, it is 25 messages per day. So that has been a fairly significant amount of increase. And then this purple line, this is why it's overlaid. This is the accumulated amount of messages between SMS and MMS, and then those 3 proprietary platforms, Facebook, WeChat, and WhatsApp. And you can see that Americans on a per day basis are sending an average of 41 minutes per day. Now, I mentioned that this is a compound annual growth rate for voice calls of 3% per year and 43% overall. how about messaging? When we take a look at that, the total number of messages have been growing at a compound annual growth rate of 33%. The total amount of growth since 2005 is 5,387%. 43% in total growth, 5,387% total growth for messaging. And once again, that number is conservative because it doesn't include Snapchat, it doesn't include Instagram and others. So messaging has been growing at a rate that is 125 times faster than mobile voice call minutes. So it is important, if you have got Gen Z sales staff, it is important to keep in mind that they may actually be doing some things right when they are reaching out by text message, because at least people in their age group may have a preference for text. Now, I'm not suggesting for a minute that we throw out the baby with the bathwater and we get rid of the phone. But surely, if this trend continues, we need to find a way to incorporate messaging into our sales process along with the phone. That's the way that we are going to achieve better success over time. I hope that you like this content. If you do, please like the post, follow the channel, and by all means, if you don't like something about this data, I want to hear about it. You can always come over to my website, which is still in development. You can see how to get there right here. And I look forward to your comments. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.